Hey everyone, Alex here. Hope you're having a great start to 2025. I wanted to make this video to talk about some of the things that I'm leaving behind from 2024 and some of the things that I'd like to bring into 2025 to try to live a more fulfilled and more simplified life and overall just to be happier. And some of these things you can try yourself, or there might be some other things that you'd like to focus on in the new year and some things that you'd like to leave behind from last year. But this is based on my year last year. This is kind of what I would like to focus on moving forward, because there were a few things last year that made it a bit of a difficult year for me, and I can see kind of a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, knowing what I would like to focus on this year. And I think that some of this stuff's really going to be quite useful, not just for myself, but for anybody watching this as well. So, as I said, last year was a little bit of a difficult year for me. I didn't really feel like I was on the right track. Things were going fine. My business was running fine. There were a few things that I would have liked to have changed last year that made it a little bit difficult. But overall, the business was running fine. I got some great clients. We crossed 100 clients, which is amazing given that we've only been in business for about 3.5, 4 years. So business was going fine, but it was kind of just fine. It wasn't excellent. In my personal life, my relationship was great. I grew closer with my partner. She and I just get along like a house on fire. We've been together for around about the same time that I've been running the business. So that was all good. But personally, I just felt like I was off track. I didn't really hit a lot of my goals. Some of them I made a lot more progress on, like my fitness. I wasn't actually expecting to get into fitness and health as much as I did last year. So that was great. But overall, I just lacked a bit of direction, and I feel like I actually veered off course more than staying on course, which made it a little bit difficult for me. So, bit of backstory. I left high school pretty early. I think I was about 16 when I just kind of stopped going to classes, and I didn't actually officially drop out. I was technically still enrolled at the school, but I just stopped going. And I started working and just I would kind of hop from job to job to job, nothing too serious. And I started getting really worried about the fact that I wasn't kind of getting anywhere in life, which is why I originally started my first business and failed that, and just kind of kept starting businesses and moving forward until I finally started Edwards Design, which is a business that I run now, which is my website design studio. But I kind of always regretted leaving school. When I started maturing a little bit and realizing that I actually did need to do something with my life, I did regret leaving school and I wanted to go to university. So I actually enrolled last year into university, and I got in and did my first year at uni, but I didn't really it didn't really pan out the way that I thought it was going to pan out. I started doing it, and I honestly just felt like I kind of took a step back because I was studying business. We were learning stuff that I had learned 5 years prior, and it sort of all felt a little bit too general for my liking. It wasn't really specific enough, and I didn't really feel like I got a whole lot out of the entire year's worth of my degree. So I decided that this year I was going to defer for at least the first semester to focus back on my business, but also to step into my family business, because eventually that's what I'm going to be doing long term. We run a funeral business, and over time I would like to step in, learn the ropes, and grow that into really whatever we can grow it into, and just continue growing that and building a legacy business, which is kind of my ultimate goal. So I figured that uni, whilst it can be a good use of time for some people, it wasn't really the best use of time for me. And that's why I decided that moving into 2025, I wouldn't be focusing on that, at least for the first semester, and that I would like to refocus on my business and the family business to try and kind of carve a more specific career path rather than just going through uni because it feels like something that I could be doing. I know what I should be doing, and that is just knuckling down and focusing on my business for the next couple of years, and then slowly integrating myself into the family business as my family, my parents in particular, get older and then look to step away from that. So I'm in a pretty fortunate position to be able to do that. However, I wasn't handed the keys to anything. I've built my own business first. I've failed a lot of businesses in the past, and the reason that my family want me to step in is because I've actually learnt the ropes doing my own thing first, and I understand now how business works, and kind of what's required to make a business succeed. Okay, so that's the first thing. So the first thing I'm leaving in 2024 is university. So I might start uni again in the second semester of the year, or I might not. We're going to see what the first 6 months look like before going into that. But uni is the first thing that I'm leaving behind. And what I'm bringing into 2025 is focus. I'm going to block out the noise and all the other stuff that I could be doing and just focus on what I should be doing. The second thing that I'd like to leave behind, and this is perhaps the most important thing for me, is comparison and worrying about what other people think of me. This is something that has consumed and controlled me for so many years. Pretty much all of my life, I've been too concerned with what other people think about me, and it's caused me to make decisions based on how other people are going to feel about them, or how other people are going to perceive me. And I'm sick of doing that. I want to live my life for me. And so one of the ways that I have gone about not comparing myself to others is by deleting most of my social media. And this was my first video that I made on this channel, was why I deleted social media. A huge reason behind that is that I was sick of comparing myself to other people. Seeing all of these young people my age who are living these incredible lifestyles that really, if we're honest, they're fake most of the time. They're not real lifestyles, or if they are, they're influencers who do nothing except create content. So of course they have time to do all of this cool stuff. But I just found myself comparing myself to other people my age, and I was comparing where I was at with other people who are a lot further on in their journey, and it just made me miserable. And I'm sick of that. I'm sick of making decisions to try and get to where somebody else is, and I'd rather just focus on where I am and where I would like to go. And social media didn't help with that. It actually made it a lot harder for me. So I deleted social media, and that is another thing that I'm leaving behind from 2024. Is I would like to leave behind the comparison and the watching other people live their lives and then feeling like I have to change how I want to live to try and keep up with that. That's not something that really I value at all. And so I'm going to leave that behind in 2024. Another thing that I'd like to bring into 2025 and leave behind from 2024 is overspending. I would like to focus more on thinking more about what I'm buying and being more mindful about my spending rather than just buying things because I have the money to buy them. Unfortunately, because I did spend a number of years struggling financially, when my business started doing well and I started making a lot of money, I also started spending a lot of money. And because I was spending a lot of money, I wasn't keeping a lot of money. And then the cycle continued, and I never felt like I had enough. And because I was comparing myself to other people, I just kept spending and buying things that I didn't really want or need because I was comparing myself to other people. One of the good things about deleting social media is that I'm not seeing all of these people with this nice stuff. So I'm actually feeling happier about the stuff that I already have. And that's allowing me to not spend as much money because I don't feel any pressure to keep up with anybody. It's actually made it a lot easier for me to enjoy what I have and to be more content. And what that means is that moving into 2025, I don't have to think about spending all this money. I can actually just keep the money that I've got and enjoy the things that I've already purchased. So those are kind of the main things that I would like to leave behind from last year, bring into this year. Another thing is just the overall theme of the year. For me, it's really just simplifying the year and focusing on me and just blocking out the noise. I really would like to just block out all of the noise and just stay in my lane and do what's right for me. And I think that this is something that so many people could benefit from, because especially with social media and the comparison and just seeing all of these celebrities and influencers living these amazing lifestyles, it makes it so easy to not feel good enough and to not feel like what you have is enough. And so by deleting social media and just opting out of the, consumerist mindset that you see on the internet, it really allows you to be a lot happier and just enjoy the stuff that you've got and enjoy where you're at in your own life. So I think that moving forward, the main theme of this year for me and what I would recommend for other people is try and stay in your own lane this year. Forget about what other people are doing. Focus on where you would like to go. Don't worry about the other people that are doing stuff that you can't actually do, or buying stuff that you can't buy. You're running your own race here. There's no need to be competing with someone who's not competing with you. Compete with yourself, work on yourself, focus on yourself, and enjoy where you're at, enjoy the process, and enjoy the journey. I hope that you found this inspirational. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any ideas of things that you'd like me to talk about or any questions that you have, please let me know in the comments. I try my best to reply to every single comment, and I would love to hear your thoughts on what you would like to hear about. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and we'll speak soon.